Greetings, Super Bowl Genius here. It's me and Connor again. You all right, mate? I was reminded the other day, can't remember how or why, about the most important advice, best advice I ever got from anyone. And on first blush, you'd think it's not immediately related to business, but I assure you it is. In fact, it's related to all aspects of your life. But back in 2014, I think it was, my youngest daughter became seriously depressed. I mean, she'd obviously been depressed for a while, for reasons I won't go into here. Apart from anything else, she won't believe me. But she was living in the UK with her mother. And long story short is, one night she tried to commit suicide and she ended up in a secure unit. She was a voluntary admission, she wasn't sectioned. But that was kind of moot because they said if you try and leave, we'll section you anyway. So, go figure. So what I spent, best part of, she was in there for 6 months, and I spent most of that 6 months flying over every couple of weeks to attend these fucking meetings. They were awful because, I'll come to that in a minute, but the advice I got when it first happened, because what do? It's not a fucking normal thing, is it? Most of us don't have any experience in this kind of thing. Suddenly your daughter's trying to kill herself, she's 14 and she's in a fucking secure unit. So you tend to trust professionals, don't you? No, you don't. I'll tell you why. Because I spoke to my mate Dev, he's a surgeon, so he knows the NHS and the systems inside out. And his missus, I think, is a paediatric psychiatrist, so she knows particularly mental health with kids inside out. And he said to me that it's the best advice I've ever got off anyone for anything ever, and that is, you're going to have to take control. Because you expect your kids will be looked after, and they are. They're on the ground level, coalface, if you like. The NHS is great. The nurses and are fantastic. And okay, these weren't nurses, but they were mental health carers. No, they were great. They really cared. But the thing is that no one, this is what Dev said to me, although the consultant psychiatrist will have notional and nominal responsibility for Rosie in control, in actual fact, she won't. She'll hardly know it. She's so busy. This one person won't even figure on the radar. And no one else is going to take control. So it's almost like she's in limbo, and they'll take care of her from day to day, but there'll be no plan. No one's got responsibility. And what they'll do is they'll follow protocol and just get her kind of out of danger and ship her back to where she came from. Well, not to get into this too much, but where she came from, living with her mother, was part of the fucking problem. And that's not just me being bitter. That's, as events turned out, that's an established fucking fact. So that's what I did. I took control. And I went in there, and Dev was absolutely fucking right. It became very apparent. No one had control. No one wanted to do anything. No one wanted to make a decision. So we sat in these fucking meetings. Well, what's going wrong with your ears? We sat in these fucking meetings with time after time, with nothing being decided. And the mantra was, well, we need to get her back to live with her mother. We need to get her back to live with her mother. Well, that was the worst of all fucking worst possible ideas in the entire fucking universe. In between now and the end of time, the big rip, there will never be a worse idea than that, because that was the problem in the first place. And of course, that's what Rosie wanted, because Rosie, in her mental state, wanted control, so she could do what she wanted to do. She knew coming to live with me, she'd be living in a very different regime, and she would have to get well again. No option, She didn't want that. So it was an uphill struggle. I was fighting Rosie, I was fighting my ex, and I was fighting the system, because they wanted to follow protocol. But like Dev said, someone had to take control. And that's what I did. So I went to these fucking meetings, and I was like a pit bull, enraged. I mean, you think I'm fucking bad now, or you can imagine me sitting there in these meetings with all these social justice warrior types and these very PC medical types who originally think I'm stupid and thick. But of course, I'm not. And by the time they realised actually how fucking smart I was, it was a little bit late for them. And I won. Despite all the odds, and despite all the fucking protocol and the way the system is set up, particularly again against men, women are favoured in these things, and I'm not complaining particularly, but that's just a fact. Women, the law in these matters tends to favour women because they somehow think that women are better off at looking after children. And even if that's true in the general case, in this specific case, it certainly fucking wasn't. But I won. I took control. I refused to give in. And times I would sit there in the meetings and everybody would be against me. But I still won. And Rosie came to live with me. And fast forward several years, she's now back in the UK. She's healthy, mentally and physically. She's working hard, 16-hour shifts in a restaurant, and she's basically going to go to university in the Netherlands in September. So, job well done. I paid a huge fucking personal price, physically and mentally, but it was worth it, and I'll do it again at a drop of a hat. The point, it's the same for your business. Your business is shit, things are going to shit, the government's shit, the economy's shit, Brexit's shit, everything's shit. Still no one's going to help you. You've got to help yourself. You have to take control. You have to take control of your own problems. You have to take responsibility for it. No one else is going to. And a lot of people are out there, businesses are waiting out there for someone to do something, take control, make things right. Ain't going to happen, is it? No. You've got to do it yourself. And it's tough, it's hard, it's fucking miserable at times. And sometimes you'll be the only one doing it. You won't get help from your spouses. I mean, to be fair, my spouse, she supported me beyond the call of duty. Cannot fault her, cannot fault my friends. But they couldn't help materially. They could only support me. But you're going to have the same thing. You're going to have, no one can help you, no one can do it for you. And you're going to get resistance. I was fortunate you didn't get resistance, but you're going to get resistance when you come to fix your business. You're going to get resistance from clients, get resistance from competitors, get resistance from friends, family, even your employees. But you still got to do it, because otherwise your life will stay shit and your business will stay shit. Now, fortunately for you, you're going to get help. You can have my help, you can have Connor's help, can't they? But you've got to take the first step. You've got to meet us halfway. And that involves clicking below, links in the comments, and joining us for Ground Zero. And we're going to share all this stuff with you. We're going to hold your hand, metaphorically, all the way through this fucking minefield. You won't be alone anymore. Alright? It's up to you. Do it or don't do it. No one else is going to care except you. Are they? So, with that particularly maybe bleak and strong message out the way, I'm out of here. You know what to do, don't you? Links in the comments. Local business, particularly tradespeople. We are exactly the kind of people we can help, and we want to help you too. We want to make local business great again. Take control. What do you say? Yeah. Right, we're out of here. We're out of here? We're out of here. We're out of here.